everyone? Elise Davis from TGG Gaming. Just got top 4 yesterday at TGG Gaming's first ever regional in Aberdeen, South Dakota. It went pretty well. It's a bit small of a regional, but it's still nice. I was originally supposed to judge the regional, but we had too many people on staff, so I got forced to play. Ended up playing Dragon Link for the regional. No Brave cards or anything. I played in the regional last week and got 9th place with the Brave version of the deck, and I just felt like trying the pure version of the deck just because I heard it still works really well right now, even without Brave cards, so I figured I'd give it a whirl, and it worked out pretty well for me, so I can't really complain about it too much. But before we get into it, just got a quick few shout-outs. Obviously, first shout-out to TGG Gaming for running a great regional, just being the best local in Minnesota. Check them out if you get the chance. We're also holding another regional on April 30th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So if you're close to there, we'd really appreciate you seeing you out there. So please come out to that. And then shout out to my sponsor, Ophidian Accessories. Use code Ophidian5 for 5% off your entire purchase. They got a lot of awesome new products going up every week, and they're some of the cheapest cloth mats on the market. So really appreciate if you would check them out. They're amazing. Then shout out to my girlfriend Brooke for always being amazing and usually lending me cards and everything. Then shout out to Lang the cameraman and Kyle over there for always lending me cards and just being great support always. And what?
You never buy cards from adult.
What are you talking about? I buy cards from you all the time. You're the one that never wants to sell to me. I don't care. We're keeping this going. Then shout out to Lundredy for helping me with some choices for the deck list and kind of turning me onto the deck list in the first place. And shout out to Justin saying he didn't do anything, but it wouldn't be a deck profile of mine if I didn't shout him out. So let's just get straight into it. So for the Rocket cards, we got 3 Tracer, 2 Synchron, 1 Recharger, 2 Router, and 2 Nocto. This ratio all felt fine. It's pretty standard. There is an argument you can have for not playing the 3rd Tracer just because, like, usually 2 is enough, but just for consistency's sake, I think the 3rd Tracer was really nice to have, and especially with playing Zombie Vampire, it just felt really good. The rest of these cards are basic, not much to say about those. There were some moments where I kind of wish there was a 3rd Synchron, but it probably is not correct at all. And then for the rest of the dragons in the deck, got 3 Seifert, 1 black, 1 white, and 1 Levy. So I didn't play the cards like Red MD or Galactic Spiral or Brotar just because I felt like they're really not necessary. Even though you're playing Zombie Vampire, I never really struggled to get to it if I needed to go to it. And especially with it being 40 cards and, you know, able to streamline everything, it just never felt necessary to have those extra cards. Even if I get like nibbed with Seal, I just never felt like I needed the Red MD and just like other random cards. So these felt fine, and I don't know, it flowed really well. And like the main point of playing 40 cards with this deck is to focus on the consistency factor, because I also did play a bunch of hand traps, 15 to be exact, which are 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Ogre, 3 Nib, and then 3 Gamma and the Driver. So like I said, this deck list just focuses on more consistency of like being able to guarantee seeing multiple hand traps and then just the right amount of dragon cards to like have a good mid-range thing, because like a lot of the decks right now are just like gas or nothing, and this just helps like you have like the perfect hands almost every game. So I guess the only like questionable hand trap, especially with like it being a 40 card deck list, is the Veiler, but I thought the other choice I was going to have is actually Droll in the slot, but it just felt like having a more versatile hand trap to go with the idea of having multiple hand traps just felt nice, because especially like a lot of the time they like can just default to DP really easily, and that just helps stop it. And then if you have another hand trap anyways, usually they're not getting their extended play lines. So Veiler felt really nice to have in that slot, and yeah, all these other cards are insane. Anyone who doesn't make Nib, I think you're smoking something. I really do. Like, this card's insane. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 3 quick Chaos Base, 3 quick launch, and then Boot and Ravine. That's all standard, not much to say there. Like I said, 40 card main. Yeah. And for extra deck, got the 1 Striker and 1 Pissy for the Link 1s. Yep. And for the Link 2s, got, I mean, there's nothing else to say about them. But we got Seal, Romulus, Dark, IP, and Quadboral. Out of all these, this was probably the most underwhelming. I mean, this is kind of IP just because, like, I don't know, they get a little bit situational, but this come up a lot more at the regional that I did in testing. So, like, you have enough room in the extra deck to where you can afford to play all these, and, like, yeah, these cards are all nice. Like, especially this, than this, and you obviously need that. So yeah, I don't know. These cards are all decent. And then for the Link 3s, played the Triple Burst and the Unicorn. Obviously standard, especially since we're playing AP. And then for the Link 4s, got the Exco Talker and the Appaloosa. So this is something that Lunge turned me on to. Just because I had one extra spot and really just nothing seemed that good. It was Hulk before, but he was like, it can come up in enough situations. There's another thing to go into if you have the things to go into it. Plus with like IP, you can usually set up for it pretty easily. And it came up a few times, so it was nice to definitely have this card. And then for the Synchros, got the 1 Savage, 1 Chaos Ruler, 1 Hot Red, and a Zombie Vampire. So at the start of the format, one of my buddies was actually testing this deck and was testing this card. And with how I felt the format flowed, I didn't like the idea of milling 4 cards for your opponent, but it ends up just being so beneficial in your favor that, especially with being able to like abuse Chaos Ruler so much and just maintain it and get extra advantage, so like get an extra Tracer or Synchron to be able to like make your other Synchros, and just so many different things that like it just felt so nice to have, and it definitely was worth it. Have no complaints about it one bit. Didn't feel like I needed any other rank 8s. So for the side deck, got 3 Droll and 3 Token Collectors for the only hand traps. So the idea here was like, I know a lot of people like to play Lancia, but like I think Droll is just insane right now. I really do like this card, so I needed it to be in my deck list. It was either like this or Droplet, but I feel like in this deck, for wanting to be more mid-rangey and focusing on like hand traps and just the right amount of dragon cards, you need to maintain your resources as best as possible, since you don't have expendable resources from like the Brave cards or any other random engine pieces you could have in. So playing cards that just, you know, work in that facet, so is good. So Droll felt like the right choice over Droplet. Token Collector I think is insane right now. Obviously, Brave cards. And then also play the 1 Called By for going first. I don't think it's necessary since we're not playing like heavy combo, but like it's nice to have sometimes. And then for back removal, 3 Twin, 1 Duster, and 1 Reboot. Felt like these were okay to play just because like made enough hand traps to just have a little bit of backup. Since we don't need too much more in the side deck. And then, you know, Twin over any other thing because like can't play Cosmic, and the chainables are really good against Flunder and Print Kid, so yep, I like those cards. Then the last card in the side deck was another card that Lund helped me with, which was 3 Gozen Match. So the idea of this was that like with all the Brave decks and just all the other meta decks that exist, it's really hard for them to play around Gozen effectively. So it just gives you like an auto win button going first, just to like guarantee that even though you're going mid-range, that you should just be winning the game no matter what. It was either this or Talents, but Talents just didn't really work with the deck flow. And Crossout I just don't think is really that good either for this specific deck, since again you're not super combo heavy. So I think with just the style of how this specific deck performs, I think Gozen is really nice. So it actually did come up a few times and did help me win a mirror match where they're playing the Brave cards. So yeah, I think this card is really nice. And yeah, that is it for the deck list. I think it performed really well, and I think it's definitely a contender for if you don't want to play the Brave cards, you 100% can play just pure Dragon Link instead, and you know, still have good success. And I think it's a good option to consider for this format. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed the video. We're going to be having all the other deck profiles and feature matches going up from this regional, and we'll also be doing that for the next few upcoming regionals. So there'll be a lot of content to look forward to on the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.